Well, I'm pleased to report that the black soldier fly in our new enclosure are doing much better. So you can see here just how many maggots we've got seen wriggling around. So these are actually our third generation. We've managed to get maggots. That's really easy. The hard bit is getting the pupa, which this is the black pupa that they turning them into flies. That's easy. And then getting them to lay eggs and have enough eggs going so that you can keep your production. That's what's challenging. We use these cages here to do that. So that's what we're trying to perfect. I think we have learned quite a few things, and so we'll be improving as we go. But so far, these are about 2 to 3 weeks old, these maggots. They've started to pupate, which is great. And you can see they're all sort of in this maize bran. So this is ground up corn. And they're just moving around, and there's a lot in this one. This is actually very warm. Can you see all the maggot? Yeah, there's a lot in here. So yeah, we're doing very well. What we're trying to do now is just spread them out, give them some of these banana peelings and some chicken manure or some cow manure or something like that at 50-50 rate, and then really get them going, and then collect the pupa and see if we can get the hatching part correct. And then once we have the hatching, we can then start motoring with the using these as feed for our fish, but also for livestock and things like that. So yeah, very happy to see them growing well. Yeah, and these are really good sources of protein. So, and they get I can feel them wriggling in between my fingers, but they get quite warm. So it's quite funny because, like, this is probably like, I don't know, 40 degrees, no, 30 degrees. I'm being over, maybe about 30 degrees, and yeah, it feels quite nice. It's in a strange sort of way. So yeah, not bad. So these are our broodstock feeding. You can see the bass here scattering the feed. Now you can see them coming up. So these are precious broodstock. They're quite good. And we've put a happer in here. It's got a happer, just a net that goes all the way under the bottom as well. So basically, you can imagine if we're catching fingerlings from here. So we've sold 750 fingerlings now from here. We've got about 700 odd left. Paulson's just feeding them with some powder. But if you're trying to sell to your farmers, because they're little, trying to actually get them from here can take quite a long time. So what we would do is we'd do it like the day before and then put them in the happer, and then when the farmer comes you can quickly put them into the oxygen bags and then sell them. Because again, the other thing is you don't want to be taking a long time with this, getting stressed, transporting fish, etc, etc. So this is a much better way of doing it. They're looking good in here. We sampled the first time, and they were about 55% better than that lot, than the original lot that we got. And we sampled again after about 3 weeks, and again the growth rate was even better. It's a bit anecdotal in the sense that some of the original data we got to measure the growth rate of those ones I don't trust it as much to be totally as accurate. But even with the evidence we have, it's a very good growth rate. So I've got big hopes for these fish. Yeah, just need to really get this going in order to do that. But so far we've put out an advert, people are coming to buy fingerlings, and that's exactly what we wanted to do. I think I said before, this portion of the farm, yes, it helps us to stock our ponds, and it helps it helps the local community, but we make a bit of money off it, but not very much. It really is more about helping the community. How great they look. During a drought season, you get about 2 or 3 months of no rain, but you'll get like 1 or 2 rain events, so just, what it rains type of thing. But it hadn't rained for about 2 months. This whole area was just so dry. And this area that we've conserved, one of the benefits was, because there's more vegetation there, actually it doesn't dry out as much. And so if it had dried out, what you'd have found is it would have sucked water from these ponds, whether the water through osmosis would have come out more. So because it's vegetated, because this area is vegetated, it's not acting as a sponge and taking water out of the ponds, which is great, because obviously when there's a drought, you don't want, the water flow reduces quite a lot. You don't want to just waste water out of your ponds. So actually, it's another reason to sort of not chop everything down. It actually helps you with your pond management, which is great. You can see here that vegetation's grown up on this bank, so, and even on here. So by the time the rains come, what happens is you'll get, this vegetation will all grow up, which is fantastic, which is what we want. And a lot of the water runoff, you can see from these channels, will be slowed. Right, you can see all the vegetation is growing in it, so we'll get a lot of less siltation in the ponds, which is really good. And we're just about to feed the slab come up. Yeah, looking good as well. So I think this Friday we're going to sample from here again, just to see what the weights are, and then obviously any fish that we have for sale. We'll sample on Thursday, and then Thursday we'll put a bunch in that white tank, so that on Friday we can have to seine as many times the orders that we get. So you might like to see the starling. See it? It's hard, it might not show up on camera, but it's brilliant metallic blue. Quite pretty. There's quite a few birds around at the moment. Hopefully you can hear that. See all the birds flying over the farm. I do love this place. You can see all the fish feeding. Old Malachi pond. So these are getting there, Malachi and Isabel over there, the ponds. They're doing well. I'll get a sample maybe Thursday, just to see the growth rate. But to be honest, we've got so many fish in the other ponds, we sort of don't want them to be growing that fast. But we're getting there, which is the main thing. And fish sales are increasing, we're putting adverts out. We've got a new bodder man coming on Friday to try and sell fish. He's sort of committed. We've struggled to find reliable salespeople. Market is the hard part. Just getting your name out there, people knowing that you've got fish. People are coming. The advert's been great. In fact, we actually failed to deliver some fish on Friday just because we'd sampled, got the fish. We'd caught the fish we wanted. We were preparing them to pack up, and then some people turned up and wanted to buy the fish. And here, if you put out an advert and you say there's fish available, and then when they come there's no fish, it doesn't look good. Not good reputation. So we had to cancel some of our orders from our more understandable customers, and fulfill the orders for new customers. We've offered an apology to those that we didn't fulfill, and actually what we do is we normally go half price and say, look, can you fish next week when we make mistakes, but we'll do it at half the price, and that normally ensures we keep sales, keeps the customer happy, and everybody wins. So yeah, we are getting there, but we've still got a long way to go. It's not easy, and there's definitely some learning for me and Pauson and the staff to do. This is something we're learning as we go. We're not like I'm a professional businessman or anything. So we're really learning as we go, but I'm really enjoying it very much as we go. And the best thing is, I think financially we've stabilised, so we're no longer burning through cash. I'm sure there's a technical term for that, but we are now trying to get to that place where we're meeting the costs that we've incurred during this project, to make sure it's a viable and sustainable business. I mean, look at all these cabbages, these are great. There's a couple of reasons we have this. First, staff. It's nice for people to have some cabbages for themselves, but also this is for demonstration, so when people come they can see what we can produce in the garden. Some of this was from the black soldier fly frass, and then the other thing is we can add some of this to the fish to supplement their diet. So yeah, beautiful day, perfect time. I like this time of night, time of day. It's towards the end of the day. The birds all start to come out, which I like, and it's not too hot there. The bass are just watering them. So actually, we water these with some of that water comes. It's quite good. It's quite fertile. So you normally use pond water, and yeah, the plants really like it. This is one of the newest additions. I've just added this in. You can see it's some seating. a little desk, which is very nice. So we can, when we have, because we often have guests here, and they'll come, we'll maybe put some tarp up as well, so they can work from here, have some food, that type of thing, but just suited for guests. And then we're looking at putting this bit of wood to make a sort of small area just there, so we can scale and gut the fish. So sort of small improvements, but makes a big difference. So time for me to go back. Got some vegetables for the fam. One of the perks, hey, of growing your own stuff. No fish today, but Friday I'll come back home with fish. Look forward to it. It's good to be back. Very good to be back. Did miss this place because I was gone in Kenya for 3 weeks, for a couple of weeks, as you know. So yeah, great to be back.